Welcome to Warhammer Underworlds, a game of miniatures, cards, and combat on the hidden battlefields of the mortal realms. In this video, we'll teach you how to get started using the Warhammer Underworlds Emberwatch box set. So grab your miniatures, cards, and dice, and get ready to delve into the gloomy mines deep beneath the smouldering ruins of the once great city of Emberwatch. In Warhammer Underworlds, players compete to earn glory points. These can be gained by scoring objective cards and striking down foes. The player with the most glory points at the end of the game wins. Warhammer Underworlds Emberwatch contains two complete warbands: the brave Stormcast of the Emberwatch and the devious Skaven of Zicket's Tunnelpack. We're going to be playing the first couple of turns of a game using those two warbands, and we're following the quick start guide from the Emberwatch box set so you can play along if you've got that too. One player takes the Emberwatch and the Blazing Assault Rivals deck, and the other takes Zicket's Tunnelpack and the Emberstone Sentinels Rivals deck. Open the decks, but don't shuffle them. Then set up the board like this. Each warband has a unique War Scroll card containing information about their abilities and playstyle. Each fighter in the warband has its own fighter card that shows their rune mark, which is used to identify which abilities they can use and their characteristics. These are on the left-hand side of the card, and they are: Move, how many hexes they can move in any direction. Save, what you need to roll to block enemy attacks. Health, the number of damage tokens they can take before being eliminated from the game. And Bounty, the number of glory points your opponent will earn by eliminating this fighter. At the bottom of the card are their weapon characteristics, which we'll go through later. Fighter cards are double-sided, with the grey side showing their uninspired characteristics, and the gold side representing how these change when the fighter becomes inspired. We're going to skip over this in the quick start playthrough, but there are more details about inspiring your fighters so they can become even more formidable in the rulebook. Unless the rules specify, all fighters start the game uninspired. As well as your miniatures, you'll need a Rivals deck of cards. These are separated into objective cards with a gold back, you score glory points by completing these, and power cards with a red back. These give your fighters a boost, helping them to take out the enemy or to score your objective cards. Each player draws 3 objective cards and 5 power cards from their decks, and then it's time for the battle to commence. Flip a turn token over to begin your turn and activate Ardorn Flamerunner, the brash leader of the Emberwatch, who is going to charge. There are many abilities to choose from, but charge is the most common, as it means your fighter can move and attack. On Ardorn's fighter card, we can see he has a move characteristic of 3, so we'll move him 3 hexes, through the stagger hex marked in red and ending adjacent to Zicket. Now that the move is complete, Ardorn will get a charge token and a stagger token for moving through the stagger hex. This might be bad news later, as the stagger token means anyone who attacks Ardorn can re-roll one of the attack dice. But for now, Ardorn is the attacker. For this attack, he'll use his mighty Azurite hand axe. Looking back at the fighter card, we can see his weapon abilities underneath the picture of the miniature, and indicated by rune marks to the right of the weapon's profile. These are: Range. The weapons range in hexes in any direction, in this case 1. Dice symbol. The number of attack dice we can roll and which symbols will be successes. So here we're looking for hammer symbols from the 2 attack dice. And damage. The number of wounds a successful attack will deal to the target, 2 in this case. As the weapon has a range of 1, we will target Zicket, roll our 2 attack dice, and get a result of 2 hammers for 2 successes. The player controlling the Skaven now rolls 2 save dice, as that's what it says on Zicket's fighter card. Rolls of the dodge symbol count as successes, just the 1 single success this time. As Ardorn's 2 successful attack rolls were more than Zicket's 1 successful save roll, Ardorn's attack was successful, and his trusty Azurite hand axe inflicts 2 damage on Zicket, who now has 2 damage tokens on their fighter card and 2 health remaining. Ardorn can now drive back Zicket if he wants to. Doing just that, Zicket is pushed back 1 hex away from Ardorn, and the attack has been resolved. In the power step, players can play power cards from their hand. As it is their turn, the Emberwatch get to go first. They will play the sidestep card and push Ardorn 1 hex onto the nearby treasure token, which is always a good place to be. We will assume the Tunnel Pack decides not to play a card and decides to pass, and that the Emberwatch have no further cards they wish to play, so also pass. Once both players have passed in sequence, the turn ends and a new turn begins. It's time to see what Zicket's Tunnel Pack can do. Now it's the turn of Zicket Rocknor and his vile Skaven Tunnel Pack. Zicket wants to get his revenge on the Stormcast leader, so he too will declare a charge. Looking at Zicket's fighter card, you can see that he has a range 2 attack action, so he can strike from afar and relative safety. As part of his charge, he'll move to this hex here, 2 hexes away from Ardorn, and strike out at the Stormcast Eternal, perhaps even driving him back off that treasure token. So we roll 2 attack dice and we're looking for hammers. Ah, rats! They've both missed! Fortunately, since Ardorn is staggered, we get to re-roll 1 of the dice. Yes, a success. But the defense roll is also a success, so the brave warrior of Sigmar is unharmed. In the power step, Zicket must claw back some health. Using Healing Potion, we remove 1 of these damage tokens. That's given you a taste of how to start your first game of Warhammer Underworlds. Now read through the Playing the Game section of the rulebook on pages 12 to 19 and play out the rest of the battle round. Once you're confident with the game, there are scores of warbands to choose from and loads of Rivals decks to try them out with. Find the combo that matches your preferred playstyle and get ready to rule the mines under Emberguard.